Hey guys, it's Molly. Today's Quick Tip Tuesday is going to be a little different than usual. So for people who are new to this video, this is a thing that we do with the preparedperformer.com. And on Tuesdays, I release vocal tips or tips for performers. And they're really quick and right to the point, and I hope they are super helpful. So today's is actually going to be something that I am personally working on. I had a gig this weekend at Manhattan Steak and Seafood in Orange. It was awesome, and thank you so much to everybody who came. It was with a jazz trio. We had the most Periscope viewers we've ever had before too, which was really fun. But what happened is the night before, around 5 o'clock, while I was teaching, I started feeling super sick. I got like really hot and my legs started hurting. It was really weird. And so I went to bed pretty early. I have 2 kids, so that's kind of hard to do, but I went to bed early. I drank lots of water. I was feeling kind of heavy in my chest. And then the next morning it was still there. And I was like, uh-oh, I have this gig. Like, what am I going to do? I took my son to his tap class. I came back and it got even worse. So my temperature went up to 102. Not okay. And I really started to panic. So I called the piano player who has the trio and I was like, I don't know what to do. He said, we can cover for you. We can do it without you, blah, blah, blah. And I said, thank you. And told him that I was going to keep trying to, take care of myself and do what I can. I called my dad. He came over and stayed with my kids, because my husband actually had another gig during the day. And I started drinking crazy amounts of water. I was like using lots of doTERRA. I love doTERRA oils, but I'm not very good at using them all the time. But I like bumped up the doTERRA oils. Someone told me to use honey and cinnamon. I love to use honey and garlic when I'm sick, but I didn't have any garlic. I was like doing all these last minute things to try and get better. I called the doctor and they said that I was probably okay, but it was a good idea to not go if I could and just stay home and rest. And I was like, ugh. My mom was telling me to stay home and not go. I ended up taking some Tylenol and my fever went down, which was awesome. But I still was really not feeling good. And I didn't know what to do. So I messaged my friend Lindsay Brooks. Lindsay, I'm calling you out. And I was like, I don't know what to do, because she was planning on coming. And she said if it was me, I would probably rally and just get through it, go to the gig and then sleep it off the next day. But that might not be the healthiest thing to do. And I said, I think that's what got me into trouble, because I never rest, you guys. I am like going. Even though I preach that it's so important, self-care is so important. My Quick Tip Tuesday a couple of weeks ago was about going to the beach and about just making sure you set time aside for yourself, but I'm really bad at it. So, after talking to Lindsay, I realized also that there were people who were planning on coming who weren't going to come if I wasn't going to be there. So I had probably 25 people who I knew would be coming if I was there who might not come if I wasn't. So I messaged Andrew and I told him that I would be there. I was going to make it work. It was like 5 o'clock. I had to be there at 6. So I had to, jump and get ready right away. And the restaurant was so super grateful that I made it, even though I was really not feeling well. And the first set was a little loopy. It's all on Periscope, so you can see it. But I definitely was not as mentally on top of it as I could have been. But the whole time I was just telling myself, Mahoney, you've got to do it. Like, pull it together. And what I realized afterwards, I was talking to a friend. There's 2 things that I realized. One is I need to be way better at taking care of myself. And I think you probably need to be way better at taking care of yourself also, which is like drinking water, getting enough sleep. Just those 2 basic things that are things that everyone can do and that are free. Those are things we really need to do. Also, I have all these vitamins. Like, I love these vitamins from doTERRA. I never take them. So take vitamins, do things that will keep you healthy, and preventative things. My husband is obsessed with apple cider vinegar. I hate it, but supposedly that's really good, a preventative thing as well. But there are such simple things that we can do that will prevent us from getting sick. And, I'm not that great at them. So I'm making a personal commitment to do this. And I hope you guys will make a personal commitment to self-care as well. The other thing that I realized, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine who also sells Unique and who used to be a performer. And we were talking about the work ethic that comes with being a performer. And in other jobs, you can call and you can call in sick and things are okay. But if I tried to find 2 replacements for me at the last minute and I couldn't find anybody. But if I hadn't gone, the restaurant would have been super upset because I had done all this publicity for it. And as I was looking around the room and seeing how many awesome people were there that were friends or parents of my students or family members and stuff like that, and if they hadn't come because I wasn't there, then what a huge letdown that would have been. Not only for me, I would have been bummed, but for the restaurant, because they were expecting, like the last time we brought in a lot of people. So that would have been a really big financial loss for them as well. And when you advertise that somebody's going to be there, I know I'm no big deal, but it's still like people came to be really supportive of us. And so it would have been a different thing. And so as a performer, the whole phrase, the show must go on, it's totally true. The show must go on. So we've got to be able to find the tricks that we can actually like suck it up and pull it together and just power through. And the mental tricks that I used while trying to perform when I really was not feeling well, vocally, it wasn't so much of a problem. It was more of my mental stability, like remembering the words, and which people at the vocal jam know I'm not always that great at. But I was singing like 30, 20 songs, 25 songs. So it was a lot to be on top of. And with a jazz band, so much of it is about listening and paying attention to each other. And if you're not there fully, then it is tough. But the whole time I was really like, smile and put on the best show possible, because that's all you can do. And as a performer, the show must go on. So the 2 lessons from today are self-care. And if you find yourself in a place where you're feeling tired and the show might not go on, suck it up and put the work in, because it's one trait that I think I've learned from being a performer, and that I think it would be awesome if everyone who runs their own business or who is, working for themselves, that kind of a work ethic that you have as a performer is something that is to be commended, if I do say so myself. I don't know. I think that it's something that it's really hard for other people to understand, that sometimes you just got to suck it up and put on a smile and shimmer and shine. So yeah, kind of a different quick tip Tuesday, but let's all make a commitment to drink lots of water, take our vitamins, get rest, and work our booties off. Okay, you guys are awesome. Bye, prepared performers!